Folks, welcome back. Today's video is a bit different. Some of you have been patiently waiting for this video. Others, I'm sure, have no idea what's going on. There's probably some new people here that are gonna probably tune into this maybe for the first time, and they're probably not gonna like me for speaking my opinion on this. Because just a fair warning, I probably this is a rant video, so I'm gonna be complaining. I'm gonna be being petty about some things. And yeah, there's probably going to be some people that unsubscribe, but I'm fine with that because at the end of the day, this issue needs to be addressed, and hopefully the right people see it. Somebody at Mini DT, somebody that is in contact. I don't know, somebody. Hopefully, the more that people actually reach out and talk about this kind of thing, hopefully Mini DT will do better about it. But that issue being said is quality control. Yay! Our favorite. We call it booster quality around here. It's kind of a running joke because it seems like every week when I sit down and record videos, it seems like there's always one model that's got something pretty major wrong with it. And I want to preface this whole conversation by saying I know that not every diecast company can be I know that not every company can be amazing 100% of the time. There's going to be little issues. There's going to be problems from time to time. It's inevitable, especially when you're working on cars with complex liveries and details at this small of a scale. There's always going to be problems, and I accept that and understand that. But Mini GT quality, at least on my end, has seemed to have gone down very quick over the past few months. Legit over the past few months, I've had tons of models with issues. There was some a little bit farther back than that I pulled out. I do have some videos set off to the left side here that we're gonna look through. But I also don't have a huge sample size. I don't get cases of these models, right? You know, I can't take one car, look at hundreds of them, and see whether there's a widespread issue with it. But this is just going to be from my own collection, the cars that I've gotten in, the experience I've had reviewing them for you guys, and we're just going to talk about it. So yeah, we're just going to relax, chill video. No background today. I was playing some Forza, so I figured we'd just leave it on. And before we get into the real talk about it, I guess we'll go ahead and I'll show you guys some of the models I pulled out. And I don't think this is all of the models that have issues, but this is a portion of them from recently. So we just looked at these Bugatti EB110s. This isn't a super huge issue, but it is still an issue nonetheless. There's a big scuff on the back window right there. And when you're pulling a model out of the box for the first time, and the first thing that catches your attention is this big ugly scuff, well, yeah, it's a little disappointing. So we got that. Luckily, the blue Bugatti was fine. We got this one right here. Reviewed this one recently. Beautiful car, really well done livery and tampos. Carbon fiber looks great, but the headlights on this one, super cloudy, some weird glue residue all over it. You can't even see through the acrylic on this side, and then you can see it all over here as well. The bottom of the headlight looks like, you know, when you bend clear plastic and it gets that like white mark through it. It's what like the whole bottom of these acrylic lenses look like. So, and I get it with this particular one. Not every model is going to have this issue, but I've seen a lot of it from Mini DT. And when I open an Inno 64 or a Tarmac Works Ferrari or something from BBR or LCD or even the poster cars, which are cheaper, I don't tend to see this except Mini DT. Mini DT has a problem with this. So there's that. This Porsche 911, had this for a long time. I reviewed this late last year. Some weird like green splotches on them. I don't know what it's from. There's one on the front right there. There's also a bunch on the back wing right here as well. You can see all that. I don't know if that's like glue mixing with the black and yellow, or I don't know what's going on, but that's super ugly. Nobody likes that. So there's paint issues, headlight issues, scuffing. You also have on these stripes on this Mustang, these stripes are super cracked and I don't know, super cracked and scratched up. You can see it through all of the striping. This is one of the ones that kind of really made me upset because it's such a beautiful color, and then the stripes on this one just kind of ruined it. So you have that. This one was a while ago too, but issues with tampos. You can see the P and the G and the A and the R on this up garage decal, or not decal, tampo, like totally messed up. That's how it came out of the box. And I didn't even notice it when I was reviewing it until afterwards. So like that's ugly. That's really bad. So we got that. Let's see what we got here. One of the most popular models of last year, the purple chrome Sylvia. When I took this thing out of the box, this whole this whole piece right here on the rear wheel was literally hanging off. I had to glue it back on straight out of the box. Let's see, Mizu Diecast recent model. This one, we just reviewed it not long ago. On the roof right here, you can see in these in this black logo, there's really bad, all kinds of scratches and black paint missing on that. So, you know, that's pretty bad. This one's kind of minor because it is hard to see unless you're zoomed in a lot like we are, but it's still an issue nonetheless. This is probably the worst example of quality control I've ever had on a Mini GT. I took this thing out of the box. The whole entire black spoiler was off. It was missing a mirror, and look at the tailpipe right here on the side. It's like totally like bent down. Horrible. Just absolutely horrible. That one was probably the worst I've ever had. Another thing on these new hypercars, the use of decals is really bad. I've had some people point it out, seen some people complaining about it on Facebook. You can see the decals right in here. And there's like super ugly air bubble in the decal right there. Just does not look good. And then, of course, that's going to be an issue on all of them. But this one specifically, we're going to look at the back fin. See how sideways it is? I actually have already bent it back straight as much as I could as well. When I reviewed this thing, it was totally sideways. So not good. Not good at all. And then probably the one that is probably the one that's one of the biggest deals and one of the things people have noticed and complained about that Mini GT continues to keep doing is these guys right here. Got these Super GT race cars, the GT, the Nismos R35 race car. And specifically, I already showed these off before and I actually damaged one for the example, but these decals right here, they're not even fully down onto the car. All three of them, I guarantee if they do any more, they'll all be like that. It's just really bad. It's just, it's not acceptable in my opinion. You know, so it's really all the examples I pulled out. I guarantee that there's more that I just wasn't thinking about, but these were some of the ones that I knew about blatantly and some of the ones that were really on the top of my mind. But like I said, I'm sure there's probably a dozen more from recently that have issues, but wanted to show that just so y'all know I'm not bullshitting you. I'm actually complaining because it's actually an issue for me. Like I said, I can't really speak for everybody else on this topic because I don't know how everybody else's models look. Some people tell me that theirs had the same issue. Some people tell me that theirs were good and I was the unlucky one. Whatever it is, this many models so quick is just, it's scary and it's dangerous for Mini GT. I don't want them to go down a path that is going to hurt their brand. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the brand M2 Machines. They're another 164 diecast company. We have them here in the United States. I think they might sell them in Australia and some other regions too. I mean, you can buy them online on eBay and stuff, no matter where you are. But back when I was collecting Hot Wheels, before I got into Mini GT and whatnot, I'd go to the big box stores and be looking for the super treasure hunts and chases and stuff. And I'd always look at the M2s because sometimes you'd stumble across a chase, and sometimes they were kind of cool. That brand just majorly does the American classic cars and whatnot. But I've seen some absolute horrors with M2 Machines. I've personally found a bunch of errors and defects, and I mean there was a hauler set, and the wheels for the truck were literally not attached to the truck. I just horrible stuff. And I use that as an example because I'm sure there will be a fair few of you that know about the horrendous quality control that plagues that brand. And if Mini GT keeps rushing models and keeps cranking out more than they can bite off, which I think is the problem right now. They're going to end up like that. And yeah, their brand's just going to go downhill. And I don't want to see that. I'm complaining because I care, right? I'm not complaining because I like to hate buy from the brand and just, get a car in so I can, shit on it. And it's not that. I want the brand to do good. I don't want to see them go down that road. And so that's why it's a big issue to me, is because I love it so much. And it's because I care. But yeah, that's kind of my example. I think I think it's something that not a lot of people address, especially on social media, and if they're able to create content like this. And so I feel like, it's great to look at the good models and praise the brand, but sometimes criticism is in order, and sometimes companies need to, you know, be able to take that criticism to better their brand. And I hope someone from Mini GT watches this and knows that there are people out here that really don't think their products are all that, because lately, every time I open a model, it's like, all right, let's see what's wrong with it, But hopefully, someone from Mini GT watches it and passes it along. But I be honest with you guys, I don't think it's going to happen. But I think it's important for you guys to be aware of what's going on with your favorite diecast brand. At least it's my favorite diecast brand. But just be aware. Mini GT is starting to ride a dangerous line because they are pushing out so many models so fast that they are not reviewing the models and the final product well enough, and it's showing. And you guys, let me know in the comments, have you guys had issues like I have when you guys have been getting new models in recently from Mini GT? Have you guys been having the same issues I am, or am I just getting like super unlucky? Do I need to like switch suppliers? I don't get it. And also, I wanted to touch up on BBR as well, because we do know that BBR is made by Mini GT, 100% manufactured by Mini GT. And I haven't seen a lot of quality control issues with their cars yet, but we do have this Ferrari right here, and I did point out in the review that the Ferrari badge was super off-center, and I know of another one of my friends was the same way as mine. And the exhaust is also off-center on this one, way off-center to the left. And so it's not just Mini GT, it is BBR as well. Luckily, all of the models that I've gotten from them so far, except for this Ferrari, have all been basically flawless. A couple minor things here and there, but just be wary when you're buying models. I guess that's really what it boils down to, is whether it's worth it for you. There's also another brand called Sparky 164, and I remember back in the day, a couple of years ago, they were known for also having really bad quality, using a bunch of decals that would bubble up and come off. And I just don't want it. You guys know where I'm getting at. I just don't want to see Mini GT go down this path, and I want them to continue to make amazing models. Mini GT has always boasted that they, their whole thing has been like, we want to make the best 164 scale models for the price. And I feel like for the most part, 99% of the time they exceed, and they do make some incredible models. And I want that to continue, and I want them to keep growing as a brand, because there's been a lot of new people getting into Mini GT over this past year. I've seen a lot on social media, YouTube. There's a lot of new people in here. Mini GT's got to start making more models, and they have been making more models, but they need to either hire some more people for quality control. Just they need to be more disciplined about the quality control in general, is what I'm getting at. Because if it gets too bad, it's going to put a bad name on their brand. People are going to get mad. People are going to complain. People are going to leave the hobby. And overall, it's going to hurt Mini GT if they don't start slowly fixing some of these issues. But yeah, that's all I have. Just wanted to have that discussion. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole thing. I mean, I could be wrong, and I might just be the most unlucky collector on the planet for Mini GT, and And like, I really don't know. That's the thing. Like, I've seen stuff about certain models that all of them have an issue. Like, we looked at the Mercedes-Benz Maybach, the silver one, the silver and blue one, and it had all of them had a big scuff on the trunk because of the way Mini GT designed the plastic insert. And like, there's stuff like that from time to time. But I just, yeah. I mean, we're gonna continue the jokes in the comments from now on. If I get a model that's got a defect, it's just booster quality, I guess. But on a real note, I hope Mini GT realizes that they're biting off a little more they can chew right now, and I hope that they are able to get it under control. And that's about all I have for you guys today. We'll be back in a couple nights with a nice review of some BBR models, some more of them. And yeah, we're gonna carry on. We're gonna get the models. We're gonna look at the models. We're gonna enjoy the models, and let's hope that things will start to change. And let's just hope that I've gone through a little bit of a bad luck streak. Love you guys. Really close to hitting 2,000 subs, and I appreciate it more than anything. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. I'll catch you in the next one.